Hi and welcome, I'm so glad you're here. In this video, I'm talking about the surprising connection between imposter syndrome and high achievers. It seems unlikely, but it's more common for high achievers to feel like a fraud, even if their success is demonstrable by external factors. They feel in danger of being exposed as that fraud, and that goes for really famous, highly successful people as well. It's a paradox because demonstrable success should lead to more confidence, but in actual fact, the opposite is more often true. I'm Churchill, and I'm on a mission to help women grow from self-doubt to self-confidence so they can take their career to the next level. None of us is bulletproof to this self-doubt and imposter syndrome, it seems, but there are tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and I can now show them to you. I spent over 10 years perfecting these strategies, tips and tricks to help with self-doubt, and the more I learn, the more women I'm able to serve. I release a new video every week, so if you don't want to miss out, hit the subscribe button down below and you'll get a notification every time there's a new one. A crucial clue to why imposter syndrome hits high achievers is perfectionism, because perfectionism is a breeding ground for self-doubt. High achievers often place exceptionally high standards on themselves to the point of being unachievable. This leads to constant feelings of falling short and being a fraud against those unachievable standards. According to some research, there's 5 different ways that imposter syndrome can show up. They call them types, and perfectionist is just one of those types. Are you a perfectionist? You can take our complimentary quiz to find out if you are. The link to it's right below this video, so go and click that and take the very quick quiz and you're on your way to a new journey. I put this quiz together because there's so many different ways imposter syndrome can show up, and I want you to be able to recognise it in yourself and others when it's showing up. Here's another link. High achievers invest their time and energy in the pursuit of perfection, but they also put their self-worth in there as well. The thought of making a mistake or not achieving those impeccably high standards leads to a state of anxiety, therefore imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome manifests itself that any success that they had was down to external factors like luck or being in the right place at the right time. The very nature of perfectionism implies a dissatisfaction with your own achievements. The internal dialogue shifts from celebrating success to dissecting every perceived failure. This in turn reinforces the belief that any success was down to external factors rather than your own achievements. The toll of perfectionism on mental health cannot be understated. High achievers grappling with imposter syndrome find themselves in a constant cycle of trying to achieve a success that can't be achieved. This in turn sows the seeds of self-doubt and the ability to appreciate your own achievements authentically. So now we know there's a definite link between high achievers and imposter syndrome through perfectionism. We need to find some strategies to navigate the path that sits between being ambitious and having too much self-doubt. Here are 6 ways. Number 1 is to make a shift with your inner dialogue. You know, the inner critic, the mind monkeys, whatever you call it. It needs to move from self-criticism to kindness. We need to give ourselves a break and understand that imperfections are just a part of human nature and that mistakes are just a way for us to grow. Number 2 is to set realistic goals and break down big goals into smaller steps so you can celebrate every milestone. This way, the journey is more fulfilling rather than just aiming for the end result, and the feelings of falling short diminish. Number 3, the celebrations I was talking about in number 2, so celebrating all of those little milestones, you need to actually recognise that that is your own achievement. It's not an external factor, it's not luck, it's not the roll of the dice or the interview questions fell right for me. It's your own achievement and you need to own that. Number 4, find a supporting network. If you would like to join ours, it's called the Self-Doubters Confidence Campfire. It's on Facebook and the link is right below wherever you're watching this video. Number 5, reframe vulnerability from a weakness to a strength. Vulnerability is a courageous act and it should be celebrated. Feeling vulnerable and taking the action anyway is a superpower. And number 6 is to cultivate adaptability. Our career paths, like anything else in life, are dynamic. In other words, they're subject to change at any given notice. Having the ability to react to those changes in circumstances is a key trait of successful high achievers, so that's where we need to get to. So as we're talking about navigating this path between self-doubt and ambition, it's quite clear that your actions need to be both intentional and transformative. It's not a quick fix. The strategies outlined above are pathways to different behaviours. They lead to a more authentic, balanced and resilient way to success. Success where achievements are celebrated and self-doubt starts to lose its grip. Remember, this self-empowerment is not a destination, but it's just a new way of life. A life where you set realistic goals, you embrace imperfections and connect authentically with yourself and other people. It's about celebrating your achievements without diminishing their significance. So like I said, there are 5 stereotypical types of imposter syndrome people, and perfectionists are just one of them. If this article has resonated with you, there's a link below to the quiz, Do You Have Imposter Syndrome?, which will help you to recognise where it's showing up for you. I put this quiz together because imposter syndrome shows up in so many different ways, and it's really important to be able to recognise it in yourself and in other people actually, if it's showing up and how it's showing up, and then you can start to deal with it. Go ahead and click on the link below this video and it will take you straight to the quiz. I would appreciate your feedback as ever. It helps me to deliver the content you're looking for and it helps other people to find my stuff. So please go ahead, leave a thumbs up, comments or questions below this video and I'll get back to you if you have a question or a comment. Remember, you're amazing, be kind to yourself and have a fantastic week.